How to build an architecture portfolio website using Wix. Hey everyone and welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video, I will show you step by step how it's done. I will show you the basics of everything that you need to know basically, and then you can get into more details of how to do specific things. But in general, I'm going to show you what you need to do. Now, first, you will need to just visit wix.com, and then you would need to create your account. It's completely for free to create your account on Wix. But then when it comes to the actual website, whether it's going to be free or paid depends on you and what you actually want to use Wix for exactly. If you want a complete professional website, then you will need to actually upgrade, but the free website will do for now. So what I suggest is that you try out the free website, and then if you feel like you actually need to upgrade, then you can feel free to do so. Anyways, now back to it. We just go to wix.com, create your account, and then from the main dashboard, you should be able to see sites. And then from this tab, you simply click on create new site from the top right corner. Now, once you click on this, it's just going to begin the entire process, including the option whether you want to create the site using Wix Studio or the default Wix editor. So in the case of this video, we will not be using Wix Studio. We will be using the default Wix editor. So we just want to click on build with the Wix editor from the bottom left. So once we click on that, it's just going to begin the actual process now, and it's going to ask us whether we wanted to start with AI or without AI. It's basically going to lead you to the same place, but I prefer to do it without AI. So I'm just going to click on setup without chat. But if you want to go with AI, it's completely fine. You can feel free to do so. It's just going to ask you a few questions, answer them with some prompts, and you should be good to go. Okay, so simply I'm just going to click on setup without chat. And this is going to allow me to just create the account without any AI intervention. So in this step, if you have followed along, you're going to be able to add what type of website you actually want to create. And you can actually be specific with your niche as well. Sometimes you're going to find that sometimes it's not going to be available, which is fine, because this step you can even skip it if you want to. But I recommend that you don't, because it's just going to make things easier for you. So let's say we want to do architecture portfolio. Let's see if that's there. Yes, we can actually see that architecture portfolio. So we can just simply click on that. Let's say you don't find your niche, but you can find a general portfolio outline. You can feel free to just pick portfolio. That's going to be fine for you as well. So I'm just going to click on continue, and basically what this does is going to generate templates for us for this specific niche, and also is going to allow us to install the portfolio app very easily. If we skip this, we're going to still be able to find the templates. We are going to also be still able to download the app, which is the portfolio app, but it's just going to take extra steps. So this is why I told you to not skip it. Now in here, it's just going to ask us a few, business information about our business, obviously. So you are going to first give your business a name and then the business address. So you can just feel free to add both of these from here. I'm just going to skip or click on continue and go to the next one, which is going to be the working hours. So if you want to set this up as well, you can feel free to do so from here. You can feel free to add the days that you're available in. So let's say you work from Sunday till Thursday. You can just go keep it like that, and then just go in and change the timing, so the hours from right now, because it has Arabic letters, it says 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. But you can feel free to change that. And if you want to change the time zone as well, feel free to do so from the bottom here. Next up, you can feel free to just go and click on continue, and now it's just going to ask us more things. And by the way, if you don't see any of this, it's completely fine. That means you just did not follow the steps correctly and along, which is fine. This is all optional. It's just going to help us, get extra things done early before, instead of having to do them later on. So for this, it's going to be services. So if you want to set up services from here, you can feel free to go through them, see which ones are going to suit you best, and go with it. Now, I just need to note, if you want to go for a services site, it's going to be a little bit different. I may just drop a few things of what you need to do. But if you want to accept payments online, you will need to actually upgrade to the premium plan of Wix, because you can't just use the free Wix website and accept payments online through it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Now I'm just going to skip this and click on continue. And then if you want to feel free to add staff members, you can feel free to do so from there. I'm just going to skip it and go to the next step. So here is going to be some useful tools that you can set up also, which is going to help you. So for example, if you want to start accepting payments online, you can just do this. If you want to accept in-person payments, again, just tick whatever you actually need. I'm just going to turn them off because right now we're just going to be focusing on the portfolio side of things. Let's just pretend we don't want to sell any services on this site just yet. We just want to actually showcase our work using portfolios. So I'm just going to skip these steps. So I'm just going to click on continue, and then we are pretty much just set. And I've noticed that it actually did not set up the portfolio app for us, which is good because at this point we can actually show you manually how to do it, even if you have skipped these steps that we just went through. Now, simply from that step onwards, we are going to have this dashboard, and this is pretty much where you do everything related to your site. For example, the settings for your entire site, if you want to start adding your logo and stuff like that. Generally speaking, you can all do it from the settings here. You can actually see your analytics, marketing stuff. Everything is going to be from here. Even if you want to sell services, it's going to be from here, or even products. Now, in order to actually install apps, including the portfolio one, and designing your site is going to be both in one place, which is if you go to the home page on the dashboard, you can feel free to click on the design site on the top right corner. And this, by the way, is going to be the same button which you are going to be using later on in order to actually add it to your site. So I'm just going to click on design site. And by the way, if it's your first time clicking on that, it's going to show you this screen, which is going to ask you whether you want to pick a template and then design it, or just generate a design using prompts with AI. And much like the previous one, I personally prefer to go with a template because you could really choose any template out there, even if it doesn't have anything to do with architecture. But if you like the looks of it, you can just go in and pick it and then just design it to your liking. So pick whichever you want. You can go with AI if you want to, if you think you can write the greatest prompt and it's going to work well for you. If not, you can just click on pick a template and pick one. Just remember that if you pick any template, you can literally just change everything about it. So that's completely fine. So for example, if you see a template that you like, and by the way, as you can see here, we have architecture portfolio as the search option, and I did not search for that. It's already there for me because we have done the setup process and we did not skip it. Now, if you have skipped it, it's just not going to be searched for you, and you can simply just go to the search bar and search it up, and you're going to have the same results anyway. So it's completely fine if you have skipped things. Now, here's the thing. Let's say we like this one right here, the first one. You can feel free to view it first before you actually design it, and if you like what you see, then you can just click on edit the site, which I'm just going to use with this one. Click on edit the site from the top right corner, and this is going to basically create the site for you, and you're going to be able to start adjusting things with it, and it's just going to open up the website editor for you. Now, I'm not going to take too long with the editor. I'm going to show you the basics. I'm going to show you how to add elements, how to add sections and stuff like that. It's not going to be a full detailed video on how to use the builder, but just the basics so you get an idea of how the Wix editor actually works. So it's going to take a little bit of time for the first time because it's going to start installing some things for you since it's the first time. And it's going to also walk you through some of the stuff that you can actually see on the left side panel here. For example, the first one is going to be adding elements, adding sections, pages, and menu, site design, and so on. As you can see, the fifth one, I believe, is going to be add apps, which is very important right now. So we're actually going to discuss that before we do anything with the editor. So first, what I like to do is I'm just going to zoom into 100%. This is going to be the preferred style when I'm actually, adjusting stuff. So if you did not install the portfolio app just yet and none of the options came up to do so, you can feel free to just open up your site editor as we have done right now. And then from here, you just want to go to the left dashboard and click on add apps. And then from here, it's just going to open up the app market for you, and you simply want to search up Wix portfolio. Once you search this up, you are going to be able to see it as the one of the main results. It's going to be this little purple thing, Wix portfolio. just make sure you click on it and click on add to site. It is going to be that simple. So once you click on add to site, it's going to actually go in and start creating things for you, adding pages for you and stuff like that. So just go ahead and give it a sec. So after it's done, we can actually check the pages that it created for us. So if we just go to pages and menu, we should be able to see the sites menu here. We have the actual menu itself. We have the bookings pages, which is unrelated right now. We also have the portfolio pages. So within this, we have the portfolio, we have collection pages and project pages as well. Now, the most important one is going to be the portfolio page, which is pretty much just going to showcase the collections that you have, the projects that you have, and everything in between. So if you want, you can just go to the site menu and add that in here. So you can actually see that it is already in there and is going to be shown. So let's say we want to actually start adjusting what's going to be in the portfolio. But actually before that, let's just discuss the builder real quick. I'm not going to take too long here and show you how it's going to work. Wix uses a drag and drop builder, meaning you can just get any element that you want from the top left and drop it wherever you want, and it's going to be that simple. But let's say we want to discuss things that are already on the screen. Adjusting things on the screen that we have is very simple. You simply click on it and it's just going to give you the options for it. For example, if it's the section, just go and click on the section and it's going to give you the options for that. If it's the image, you can just go ahead and click on it and then it's just going to give you the options for that. It's that simple. As you can see, this image, we can just click on it and then it's going to give us the option to change background. You click on that, you click on image, you upload your image, you're good to go. It's that simple. So I'm just going to keep it the same for the time being. And let's just go in and do, for example, text. For text, it's no different. You simply click on it once, it's going to give you the options. Click on edit text is going to allow you to basically set up everything. If you want to rewrite stuff, you can just go in and do that. And you have the styling options on the right side as well. So you can change a lot of stuff here. So now you know how to edit things that already exist. Let's say we want to add a section. And then on top of the section, let's just add some elements. It's very simple. To add the section, you just simply want to actually click on any section the top of the section or the bottom of any section. You're going to have the option to click on this button. And if you do that, it's just going to create one for you. Once it's created, you can simply just drag and drop anything that you want on top of it. And first, if you want to change the background of the section itself, click on it, change background, you get the idea. To add elements, click on add elements. You have plenty to add. So text, images, buttons, strips, which are pretty much empty boxes that you can just, make interactive and stuff like that. Boxes, decorative, a lot of stuff basically. So let's say we just want to add, let's just do simple one, text. Simply just drag, drop, click on it, edit it, and this is going to be how it actually works. So like I said, I'm not going to discuss much about the actual editing part of things with the site, but let's now discuss the actual portfolio because we installed the app. What's next? First, save the website that you have just created if you have adjusted it a lot and stuff like that. Not necessarily publish it, just save it, and then you basically just want to go to the main dashboard, and to do so, click on the Wix logo on the top left. Once you click on that, it's just going to take us back to the dashboard, but now we can actually notice something new popped up. After we have installed the actual portfolio tab, we're going to find this portfolio option on the main dashboard. Now you simply just go ahead and click on it, and now it's just going to prompt us to create our first project with AI, which again, I just don't like to use AI. So I'm just going to click with setup without AI. From here, it's just going to give us some samples that we can feel free to delete. I'm just going to remove some of them just so we can empty some space. So you could personally keep them if you want to use them, but they're just, for testing purposes. That's pretty much all there is to it. But usually you would want to just remove them. But if you want to test things out with them, feel free to keep them like I'm doing right now. But let's say you want to create a new project and really just add your own stuff to it. So your architecture and stuff. So you're going to basically go to the project section and click on add project on the top right corner. And then here you're just going to add some details to it. For example, the actual title to it. So you can just go ahead and really name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it something unique. So we can just do sample project 1 just so we can actually recognize it later on. I'm just going to click on next. Now you can feel free to give a description to it. So add what this project is actually going to include so people know exactly what they're getting into. Click on next after that's done. So you have more details here about it, like project type, if you want to add them, date, location, and such. Now, these are all optional, so if you don't want to add them, feel free to not. Just, you can feel free to skip, which I'm going to do in this case. Now, here is going to be the more important parts, which is the media. So if you want to add them, feel free to do so by clicking on the plus icon, which should say upload media from computer. Once you click on that, it's just going to open up your computer, and you would want to select multiple images or videos. Now, here's the thing. You would want to add one cover, and then you also want to add the rest of the project images that you need. So let's pretend we want the blue one to be the cover, so I'm just going to select it. And then if you want to select multiple at the same time, instead of doing it one by one, you can just simply hold Control and then just go ahead and select the other images as well, like so. Once that's done, you can feel free to click on Open, and this is going to add them all in here. Now, in order to set up a cover image, because right now it's the red one, we said the blue one should be the cover image, we simply just drag it to be there, to be number one, and whichever one is going to be number one is going to be the cover image. That's pretty much how it works. And then we can rearrange the rest of them if you want to. Now, once you click on any image except for the cover one, you can feel free to add a title to it, some description, alt text, which is going to help with screen readers and also SEO, which is good to have, which is pretty much also a description, just so you know. And then also a link. So if you want to link to a specific project which leads to this image, you can feel free to just add that in here, and people can actually access it through the image right there. Once that's done, you can feel free to click on that done button on the bottom right. Again, just do that, and the project is now pretty much created. Now, what you can do is also create a collection which is going to have a bunch of different projects within. So let's just create one real quick by clicking on the plus icon, click on the name and give it any name. So collection test 1. If you want to give it a description, feel free to do so. Make sure you give it a cover image, otherwise it's not going to look good. So just go ahead and do that. Trust me. And then lastly, you can feel free to scroll down and either create new projects to add in here or just use the ones that already exist. And then click on continue, save, and we're pretty much good to go. Now we're going to just do one last thing here, which is just preview the portfolio page. So I'm just going to open up the site editor and refresh the page. Now we can simply just visit the portfolio page, so we can just find them in the pages and menu portfolio, and I'm just going to click on that. And let's just go ahead and preview it real quick. So you can actually see it's going to introduce us with the two different collections that you have. If you have multiple, it's going to also show here at the more, below. If you click on a collection, it's going to open up the projects within. Just give it a second. And then once it actually opens this up, you can feel free to click on the actual project itself. And it's just going to show us all the media within that. And if it's clickable, it's going to take them to links. If it's not, just going to open it up in a preview mode. So this is pretty much all that you need to know when it comes to the creating an actual architectural portfolio website with Wix. It's very simple, as you can see. It's not really going to take much to do. I'm not sure. Oh, this is the full preview. So it's very simple and easy to use. Hopefully you found this video to be informative and helpful. And thanks for watching.